In a distant part of the galaxy, the Galactic Council's fleet arrives over a small planet allied with humanity. This council is a powerful alliance of different alien species, each more advanced than the next. They pride themselves on having the best technology, especially their AI-powered ships, cloaking devices, and robotic armies. When they appear above the allied planet, they bring with them an air of arrogance and confidence, knowing their technology is superior to anything this small planet or its allies could muster. The invasion begins with ease. The Council's elite soldiers descend to the planet's surface, cutting through the defenses like a knife through butter. General Korak, the commanding officer, watches from his control deck with a smug smile. His forces have faced no resistance worth mentioning so far. He sees the fear in the eyes of the planet's leaders as his troops move in, and it amuses him. To him, these weaker beings are nothing more than dust under his feet. They really think they can resist us? Korak sneers to his officers, his voice filled with scorn. Humans. They're nothing compared to us. The alien soldiers march through the cities, tearing down anything that tries to resist. People scatter, running in every direction, trying to protect their homes and families. The Council's soldiers mock the chaos they've created. They view these people as insects, too weak, too primitive to even be worth fighting. The planet's ruler, however, doesn't give up hope. In a hidden bunker, he takes a deep breath and reaches out to Earth. It's a last-ditch effort, one he's hesitant about but feels he must try. On a private communication channel, he sends a single, urgent message to the human leaders. We need help. Bring them. Call in the humans. General Korak's spies intercept the message, and he laughs when he hears it. They really think humans can stop us, he says, shaking his head in amusement. The council officers around him chuckle, already imagining the humans' feeble attempts to fight back. They know humanity is considered relatively young in the galaxy, less advanced, not nearly as well armed, and certainly not experienced in galactic warfare. Let them try, one of the officers sneers, his voice dripping with arrogance. It'll be entertaining, if nothing else. Korak's troops continue their brutal assault, demonstrating their technological superiority at every turn. Their soldiers carry advanced plasma weapons, drones scout from above, and their armor glows with a high-tech sheen, almost indestructible. They are equipped with the latest cloaking devices that make them appear and disappear at will, confusing the defenders who try to hit back. The Allied planet's defense forces crumble under the sheer power of these unstoppable invaders. The Galactic Council's robotic armies sweep through neighborhoods, capturing and dismantling any remaining resistance. Orbital bombardments from the Council's ships rain down on fortified positions, leaving nothing but ashes. The scenes are horrifying. Buildings are reduced to rubble. The sky is filled with smoke, and hope seems like a distant memory. The Council forces laugh as they tear down monuments and symbols of the planet's pride, leaving only destruction in their wake. Despite this overwhelming force, the message has reached Earth. Humanity has heard the call. On Earth, military leaders quickly assess the situation. They know this will not be an easy fight. They know that compared to the Council, they are the underdogs. But humans have never shied away from a fight, especially when someone they care about is in danger. Back on the Council's flagship, General Korak watches the devastation below, still grinning with confidence. He can hardly wait to see the humans arrive, believing it will be a brief and pointless battle. They'll be crawling back to their little planet in no time, he boasts to his officers. If they survive at all. But what Korak doesn't understand is that humans have faced worse odds before. He doesn't know that Earth's history is full of battles where humans, considered weak or outnumbered, fought back with everything they had. As he continues to underestimate them, the humans prepare to enter the battle with determination and courage that he couldn't possibly foresee. The part ends with the Council's fleet looming menacingly over the planet, casting dark shadows over the smoking ruins below. The people look up in despair, feeling the weight of defeat pressing down on them. But little do they know, help is on the way, and humanity is about to show the galaxy what it's truly capable of. A tense calm hangs over the planet as the Galactic Council's forces continue to tear through its defenses. The planet's leader, now hiding in an underground bunker, waits anxiously. He knows his message has reached Earth, but he isn't sure if humanity can or will respond in time. The Council's soldiers roam freely, confident they've won. Their high-tech armor shines under the burning remains of the city as they laugh and boast, certain they have complete control. Suddenly, the dark sky above the planet begins to change. New ships appear, cutting through the stars, moving with purpose and speed. These aren't the bulky, overwhelming fleets of the Galactic Council. These ships are sleek, painted in deep shades of metallic gray and blue, built for battle but designed with elegance and precision. They move silently, efficiently, as if they were ghosts appearing out of nowhere. The humans have arrived. The Galactic Council's officers are alerted immediately. Alarms start blaring on the Council's flagship as human ships are detected on their radars. Confusion spreads among the Council's forces. "What is this?" one officer mutters, frowning at the screen. "They actually showed up?" General Korak scoffs, rolling his eyes. "So the humans think they can face us?" he sneers. This should be amusing. The humans' ships, though smaller in number, move in tight formations, showing their discipline and readiness. As they enter the planet's atmosphere, they scatter to different key locations, each pilot knowing exactly where to go. Inside each ship are the best soldiers humanity has to offer, veterans of countless battles, elite fighters known for their resilience, bravery, and skill. These are not ordinary soldiers. These are humanity's finest. On the ground, Council troops look up, surprised by the sight. For the first time, they realize this battle might not be as easy as they thought. The humans' ships land swiftly, and the soldiers pour out, wearing battle armor that's light yet durable, tailored to their needs. They don't carry bulky plasma weapons like the Council troops. Instead, they have customized firearms, energy shields, and even close combat weapons. Their armor is embedded with AI assistants that guide them through the terrain, adapt to their surroundings, and give them real-time information about enemy positions. The human soldiers move with quiet confidence, their eyes cold and focused. They've trained for years for situations like this, and they know they're up against an advanced enemy. But unlike the Council's robotic forces, humanity's soldiers are trained to think on their feet, to adapt quickly to changing situations. It's not about technology alone. It's about strategy, bravery, and a fierce determination to protect their allies. A battle breaks out, and the humans demonstrate their skill immediately. They use advanced maneuvers, blending speed and agility with precise attacks. One group of human soldiers ambushes a squad of Council troops, taking them down in moments. The Council troops are taken off guard, unable to keep up with the humans' unpredictable tactics. Meanwhile, another group of human soldiers disrupts the Council's cloaking devices by hacking into their communication systems. Suddenly, the Council's invisible soldiers start appearing on human scanners, vulnerable and exposed. General Korak watches in disbelief as his forces struggle to keep up with the humans' rapid, coordinated attacks. "Impossible," he mutters, gripping the edge of his console. "How are they doing this? The humans are relentless. They've studied the Council's technology, learning its weaknesses, and they use their knowledge to devastating effect." The Council's troops, used to overwhelming their enemies with superior tech, now find themselves on the defensive, scrambling to adapt to the humans' unpredictable tactics. Human soldiers fight with a mix of precision and adaptability, using every advantage they can find. When a Council drone flies overhead, a human soldier uses a carefully aimed EMP grenade, disabling it instantly. One Council officer frantically reports to Korak, "Sir, these humans, they're different. They're using tactics we haven't seen before." Meanwhile, human soldiers on the ground support each other seamlessly. They communicate through subtle hand signals, short commands, and even unspoken trust built over years of training together. Back on Earth, this group of soldiers is known as Earth's finest, and here in battle, they live up to their reputation. Their presence shakes the Council troops, who are starting to doubt their easy victory. What they once thought was a simple conquest has become a nightmare, with human soldiers proving their strength and resilience at every turn. As the humans advance, Council troops fall back, the smug arrogance they once had now replaced by fear and desperation. General Korak, watching the scene unfold, feels a knot of frustration and disbelief. This was supposed to be an effortless victory, a demonstration of the Council's superiority. But now, as he watches human soldiers outsmart, outmaneuver, and overpower his elite troops, he realizes that humanity may be far stronger than he ever imagined. The scene ends with the humans holding their ground, standing strong and united as the Council's troops scramble to regroup. The humans' silent, steady presence becomes a beacon of hope for the Allied planet's people. who finally see a glimpse of victory against the invaders. The fight is far from over, but humanity has made it clear they are here to protect their allies, and they won't back down easily. The battlefield grows intense as the fight between humanity's elite soldiers and the Galactic Council's forces continues. At first, the Council's officers believed their advanced technology alone would win the day. But as the conflict drags on, a new truth starts to unfold. Humanity's greatest strength isn't just their weapons or armor. It's their creativity, their ability to think on their feet and turn even the smallest opportunities to their advantage. This becomes clear in every clash, every tactic, every single move made by the human forces. Inside the Council's command center, General Korak is becoming restless. He watches his supposedly invincible troops struggle against human soldiers who seem to be everywhere at once. His face is twisted with anger as he orders his officers to track down the humans' strategies. How are they doing this, he demands. They're supposed to be weaker than us, but it's not about raw power for the humans. They're using clever tactics and quick thinking, exploiting every weakness they can find in the Council's forces. One human team, hiding in the shadows, watches as a squad of Council soldiers marches past, cloaked and confident. The human team leader, a soldier named Carter, whispers a command. His team activates small jamming devices they've placed strategically around the area. Within seconds, the cloaking systems of the Council soldiers malfunction, leaving them exposed. "Surprise!" Carter mutters, grinning as his team launches an attack, catching the Council soldiers off guard. The element of surprise is theirs, and they use it with deadly precision. In moments, the human team has taken down the squad, using not brute force but their own intelligence and quick reactions. The Council soldiers are thrown into confusion. They've never faced an enemy that can adapt so quickly, turning disadvantage into advantage. One Council officer, in a desperate attempt to regain control, orders an aerial assault. Drones are deployed, hovering over the battlefield, ready to rain down fire on the human forces below. But humanity has planned for this too. A human tech specialist, nicknamed Sparks, quickly hacks into one of the Council's downed drones and studies its systems. Within minutes, Sparks grins as he accesses the Council's drones through his portable device. The drones, instead of targeting the humans, suddenly turn on their own allies, firing at Council soldiers in unexpected bursts. Sparks smirks as he watches the confusion unfold from a safe position behind cover. The Galactic Council troops are shocked. They're used to controlling the battlefield with their advanced technology, but now it's turned against them. Panic spreads among the Council forces as they realize their drones are no longer theirs to command. They scramble to shut down the hacked drones, but the humans have already created chaos. As the battle rages on, human soldiers continue to outmaneuver the Council. They set traps in strategic places, luring Council soldiers into ambushes. They use the terrain to their advantage, hiding in shadows, using buildings as cover, and moving through narrow alleys where the Council's bulky armored soldiers can't follow. The humans know the area better now, and they're quick to use every corner, every hiding spot, every small advantage the environment offers. One team, led by Captain Rivera, finds themselves pinned down by a group of Council soldiers with heavy plasma guns. The energy blasts scorch the air around them, forcing Rivera's team to take cover behind a crumbling wall. But Rivera has an idea. She gestures to her teammates, and they quickly set up a decoy using an old shield and some reflective panels. They place it just a few meters away, making it appear as if they're trying to regroup in that spot. The Council soldiers take the bait, focusing their fire on the decoy while Rivera and her team sneak around behind them. In one coordinated move, they launch an attack from the rear, catching the Council soldiers completely off guard. Rivera's team takes down the enemy, leaving them no chance to respond. The Galactic Council's forces, used to predictable tactics and superior firepower, are starting to lose hope. For every move they make, the humans counter with something unexpected. It's not just brute strength or high-tech weapons, it's the humans' ingenuity, their ability to think outside the box, that gives them the upper hand. As the Council's forces begin to fall back, General Korak watches in disbelief. He had underestimated these humans, thinking they were weak and incapable. But now he sees them differently. These soldiers are resourceful, clever, and relentless. They don't give up even when facing impossible odds. And that, he realizes, makes them more dangerous than he had ever imagined. Meanwhile, the people of the Allied planet, watching from shelters and hiding places, feel a spark of hope as they see the humans pushing back the invaders. For the first time, they begin to believe that the Galactic Council might not be invincible, that maybe, just maybe, there's a chance of victory. The humans rally, gathering momentum as they drive the Council's forces back, street by street, building by building. They work together, each team supporting the others, showing courage and unity in the face of overwhelming odds. The Council's once dominant presence on the planet begins to weaken, as the humans prove that they won't back down easily. The part ends with human soldiers standing firm, their faces set with determination as they prepare for the next wave. They may be outnumbered and outgunned, but with their intelligence, resilience, and teamwork, they are more than a match for the Galactic Council's forces. The battle has turned, and humanity is showing the galaxy what they're truly capable of. The battlefield is intense as the humans and Galactic Council forces clash fiercely. Human soldiers, though outnumbered, stand their ground with unwavering resolve. They are tired, bruised, and low on supplies, but their determination only grows stronger. These soldiers know what's at stake. The survival of the innocent lives on this planet depends on them. They fight not only for their honor, but to protect those who have placed their hope in humanity. Captain Rivera and her team have made their way into a high-risk zone where the Galactic Council's strongest forces are stationed. They know the mission is nearly impossible, but they also know that taking down this critical outpost could cripple the Council's operations. "This is our chance," Rivera says to her team, her voice steady and her eyes full of determination. "If we can disrupt their command, we give everyone else a real shot at winning this war." As they move in, Rivera spots a council patrol nearby. With a quick hand gesture, she signals her team to take cover. The team moves silently, their movements precise and practiced. They know that any mistake could reveal their position. The patrol passes, and Rivera's team continues, their hearts pounding but their minds focused. They can feel the weight of the mission, but they are ready to make any sacrifice to see it through. Meanwhile, in another part of the battlefield, a squad led by Sergeant Bonner is under heavy fire. They're pinned down, trapped between enemy forces closing in on both sides. Bonner knows the odds. They're out of options and have little chance of survival if they stay. He turns to his squad, his eyes filled with a grim determination. "Listen, we're getting out of this," he says. "I'll draw their fire, and while they're focused on me, you all break for cover. No arguments." The squad members hesitate, their faces showing shock and resistance. They don't want to leave their leader behind, but Bonner's expression is unyielding. He gives them a final nod and steps into the line of fire, drawing the council soldiers' attention away. With his courage buying them precious seconds, his squad escapes to safer ground, each member carrying the weight of his sacrifice. As Bonner falls, his squad feels the impact deeply. They can't believe they've lost him, yet his sacrifice ignites a fire within them. They know they must honor his memory by continuing the fight. Bonner's bravery becomes a rallying point, a reminder of the strength and spirit of humanity. His loss is devastating, but it also drives the soldiers forward, fueling their resolve to win this battle at all costs. Elsewhere, Captain Rivera's team reaches the Council's outpost. They move with quiet efficiency, planting explosives around critical points. As they set the charges, Rivera's second-in-command, Corporal Jennings, detects movement nearby. The enemy is closing in and they're running out of time. Rivera realizes that if they detonate the charges now, the explosion will wipe out the entire Council command center, but her team is still inside. Rivera glances at her team, knowing the choice she has to make. "Everyone fall back," she orders. But Jennings, seeing the odds, knows they might not make it out in time. He looks at Rivera and nods. "Captain, someone has to stay behind to trigger this." "I'll do it." Rivera's eyes widen, but Jennings's expression is calm, determined. He knows this is the only way to give them a chance to escape. Without another word, Jennings stays back as the team evacuates. He waits, watching the seconds tick down. The Council soldiers close in, but Jennings holds his ground. When the timer hits 0, he triggers the explosives, and the outpost erupts in a massive explosion, taking the Council's command center with it. The blast lights up the battlefield, and the Council's forces are thrown into disarray. Jennings's sacrifice has delivered a critical blow to the enemy. The human soldiers witness the explosion from a distance, their hearts heavy with the loss of their comrade. They know the cost of this battle, but they also know the importance of what they're fighting for. Rivera clenches her fists, her eyes shining with both sorrow and pride. She silently vows that Jennings's sacrifice will not be in vain. With the Council's command center destroyed, the enemy forces are left without direction, scrambling in confusion. The people of the Allied planet, watching from their shelters, begin to feel hope. They see the human soldiers fighting, sacrificing, and refusing to surrender despite the overwhelming odds. They realize that humanity isn't just fighting for themselves, they're fighting for everyone who has ever been oppressed by the Galactic Council. Rivera's team regroups and she addresses her soldiers, her voice filled with determination. We lost good people today, but we will make sure their sacrifice means something. This fight isn't over until we win. As night falls over the battlefield, the humans gather their strength and prepare for the final assault. They know they have a long way to go, but with the Council's forces weakened and disorganized, they have a real chance. They stand together, a small but unbreakable force, ready to continue the fight. They may have lost friends and comrades, but their spirit is unshaken. With every loss, their resolve only hardens, and as the dawn approaches, they march forward, determined to end the Council's reign of terror. Their journey is far from over, but they are united, driven by a shared purpose that no amount of firepower or advanced technology can overcome. The humans are ready, their hearts filled with the courage and valor that will lead them to victory. The battlefield is quiet, almost eerie as the final battle draws near. The Galactic Council forces have regrouped, enraged and desperate to crush the humans who have disrupted their plans. This is their last chance and they know it. The Council's warships gather above the planet, casting dark shadows over the human soldiers on the ground. Despite the massive fleet hovering above, the human soldiers remain unshaken. This is the moment they've been waiting for, the final stand. Captain Rivera stands at the forefront, rallying her troops. They've suffered losses, faced overwhelming odds, and seen friends fall. But now there's no turning back. Every soldier knows that this battle will decide everything. Rivera raises her voice, filled with strength and determination. We've come too far to stop now. Our friends' sacrifices have given us this chance. Let's make it count. For them, for us, and for every life that depends on us. Her words ignite a spark among her soldiers. They look at each other, nodding, fueled by a shared resolve. The human forces prepare for the inevitable assault. Tanks roll into position, soldiers check their weapons, and anti-aircraft guns are aimed at the skies. The air is thick with tension as the Council's ships begin to descend, preparing for an all-out attack. As the enemy ships approach, the human soldiers brace themselves. They know this will be brutal, but they are ready. They are willing to lay down their lives to ensure victory. The first wave hits hard. Massive Council tanks and robotic soldiers charge forward, unleashing heavy firepower. The ground shakes with every explosion, and the air is filled with the deafening sounds of battle. Human soldiers dig in, firing back with everything they have. They move strategically, knowing that they must conserve their resources to withstand the relentless assault. Their well-coordinated tactics and sheer determination keep the enemy at bay, but the Council's forces seem endless. Despite the overwhelming numbers, the humans push forward. In a bold move, Rivera orders a counterattack on one of the Council's central command posts. She leads a squad through the chaos, dodging enemy fire as they make their way toward the heavily guarded command center. They engage in fierce close-quarters combat, using every ounce of their skill and training. The Council's soldiers are formidable, but the humans fight with a strength born from desperation and determination. They know that this is their last chance, and they refuse to fail. As Rivera's squad breaks through the command center, they quickly plant explosives to disrupt the Council's communication systems. This move will cripple the enemy's coordination, giving the human forces a critical advantage. With mere seconds left, the team retreats and the explosives go off in a powerful blast. The Council's command center is reduced to rubble, and their forces are thrown into disarray. The human soldiers cheer, feeling the shift in momentum. They realize that victory is within reach. Up in space, the remaining human warships engage the Council's fleet. The ships dodge laser blasts and maneuver around enemy vessels, fighting with skill and precision.
They have a real chance. They stand together, a small but unbreakable force, ready to continue the fight. They may have lost friends and comrades, but their spirit is unshaken. With every loss, their resolve only hardens, and as the dawn approaches, they march forward, determined to end the Council's reign of terror. Their journey is far from over, but they are united, driven by a shared purpose that no amount of firepower or advanced technology can overcome. The humans are ready, their hearts filled with the courage and valor that will lead them to victory. The battlefield is quiet, almost eerie as the final battle draws near. The Galactic Council forces have regrouped, enraged and desperate to crush the humans who have disrupted their plans. This is their last chance, and they know it. The Council's warships gather above the planet, casting dark shadows over the human soldiers on the ground. Despite the massive fleet hovering above, the human soldiers remain unshaken. This is the moment they've been waiting for, the final stand. Captain Rivera stands at the forefront, rallying her troops. They've suffered losses, faced overwhelming odds, and seen friends fall. But now there's no turning back. Every soldier knows that this battle will decide everything. Rivera raises her voice, filled with strength and determination. We've come too far to stop now. Our friends' sacrifices have given us this chance. Let's make it count. For them, for us, and for every life that depends on us. Her words ignite a spark among her soldiers. They look at each other, nodding, fueled by a shared resolve. The human forces prepare for the inevitable assault. Tanks roll into position, soldiers check their weapons, and anti-aircraft guns are aimed at the skies. The air is thick with tension as the Council's ships begin to descend, preparing for an all-out attack. As the enemy ships approach, the human soldiers brace themselves. They know this will be brutal, but they are ready. They are willing to lay down their lives to ensure victory. The first wave hits hard. Massive Council tanks and robotic soldiers charge forward, unleashing heavy firepower. The ground shakes with every explosion, and the air is filled with the deafening sounds of battle. Human soldiers dig in, firing back with everything they have. They move strategically, knowing that they must conserve their resources to withstand the relentless assault. Their well-coordinated tactics and sheer determination keep the enemy at bay, but the Council's forces seem endless. Despite the overwhelming numbers, the humans push forward. In a bold move, Rivera orders a counterattack on one of the Council's central command posts. She leads a squad through the chaos, dodging enemy fire as they make their way toward the heavily guarded command center. They engage in fierce, close-quarters combat, using every ounce of their skill and training. The Council's soldiers are formidable, but the humans fight with a strength born from desperation and determination. They know that this is their last chance, and they refuse to fail. As Rivera's squad breaks through the command center, they quickly plant explosives to disrupt the Council's communication systems. This move will cripple the enemy's coordination, giving the human forces a critical advantage. With mere seconds left, the team retreats and the explosives go off in a powerful blast. The Council's command center is reduced to rubble, and their forces are thrown into disarray. The human soldiers cheer, feeling the shift in momentum. They realize that victory is within reach. Up in space, the remaining human warships engage the Council's fleet. The ships dodge laser blasts and maneuver around enemy vessels, fighting with skill and precision.